So you just got a brand new Windows 11 PC. You open it up, you're expecting this super fast, clean experience, and instead, your start menu is just full of junk. Apps you never asked for, things you'll never use. It's a huge frustration, right? Well, today, we're gonna tackle that head on. We're gonna walk through exactly how to safely reclaim your PC without breaking anything. Does this screen look a little too familiar? You boot up for the first time, and there it is. Candy Crush, maybe TikTok, a bunch of random games and trial software you didn't want, all just sitting there taking up space. You know, this stuff actually has a name, and it's the reason we're here: bloatware. And let's be clear, bloatware isn't just ugly to look at, it's literally eating up your computer's resources in the background, your storage space, your precious RAM, even your CPU cycles. It's slowing down the very machine you just spent good money on. So our mission is pretty simple. We're gonna get those resources back and let your PC run the way it was always supposed to. Okay, let's start with the safest, easiest methods first. We're gonna use the tools that are already built right into Windows 11. No need to download any sketchy programs or type in any scary commands, at least not yet. This is your first stop, your simplest line of attack. Seriously, a lot of the time it's as easy as this. You find the app in your start menu, you right-click on it, and you hit uninstall. Boom, gone. This is going to work for most of that third-party junk that PC manufacturers love to bundle in. It's the best, safest place to start your big cleanup. But you're going to hit a wall pretty quick. You'll right-click on an app, probably one of Microsoft's own, and you'll see that the uninstall button is grayed out, or maybe it's just not there at all. This is where a lot of people just give up. But don't worry, we've got another way in. And here is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. See on the left, you've got apps that are super easy to get rid of, things like Spotify or pre-installed games. But then on the right, you've got the stuff that's more baked into Windows, the Xbox apps, the mail and calendar app. Those are the ones that just won't budge with a simple right-click. So for those more stubborn apps, we need to go a little deeper. Head into your main settings menu, find apps, then installed apps. You'll get a full list of everything on your system, and you'll often find that the uninstall option is available here, even when it wasn't in the start menu. And here's a little pro tip. For the really tough ones, sometimes going into advanced options and running a repair on the app first can kind of shake it loose, and then the uninstall will work. Okay, I have to stop here for a really, really important warning. As you're scrolling through that list, you're going to see some weird names like the Windows Web Experience Pack. Whatever you do not touch that. It's actually a core part of the system that runs things like widgets. So the rule is simple. If you don't know what it is, just leave it alone. We're here to remove clutter, not to accidentally break Windows. All right, for the apps that have completely refused to leave, it is time to bring out the big guns. We're about to dive into a tool called PowerShell. Now, fair warning, this is a step up. It requires a bit more care, but when it comes to surgically removing that super stubborn bloatware, nothing beats it. Let's be crystal clear about this. PowerShell is, by far, the most powerful tool we're going to talk about. With a single command, you can wipe out a whole bunch of pre-installed apps at once. But that kind of power means we have to be really, really careful with how we use it. The process itself is pretty simple, but you gotta follow every step. You have to open PowerShell as an administrator. That's non-negotiable. It needs those permissions to work. Then you'll copy and paste in a command that has been specifically written and checked to be safe. You don't want to just grab one from a random forum. Once you paste it in and hit enter, let it do its thing, and then give your PC a good restart to lock in all the changes. And this brings me to the single most important warning of this entire explainer. Please, please resist the urge to just Google Windows Debloat script and run the first thing you find. A lot of those scripts are way too aggressive. They can rip out critical parts of the operating system, and you could end up breaking Windows Update or other essential features, maybe even permanently. This really gets to the heart of our philosophy here. We want to be surgeons, using a scalpel to precisely remove the specific bits of bloatware we don't want. We are not taking a sledgehammer to the whole system. The goal is a cleaner, faster computer, not a broken one. But what if you don't want to just remove bloatware? What if you want to make sure it never even gets on your computer in the first place? Well, for that, we have the ultimate solution: a completely fresh, clean installation of Windows. Now, this is without a doubt the most effective way to guarantee a 100% bloat-free system. The trade-off? It's definitely the most work. You're basically reinstalling the entire operating system from scratch. So you'll start by going to Microsoft's official site and grabbing their media creation tool to make a bootable USB drive. But the secret sauce is in two crucial steps during the installation process. First, when Windows asks you to connect to the internet, you're going to say, "I don't have an internet connection." Second, you want to avoid signing in with a Microsoft account. By doing those two things, you stop Windows from automatically reaching out and downloading a whole new batch of promotional apps.
Of course, there are apps out there designed to do all this cleaning for you. People are always looking for that easy button. But you really have to be careful, because not all of these tools are created equal. You need to know what to look for and, more importantly, what to avoid.
The big difference here really boils down to transparency and control. The good tools, like Chris Titus's Toolbox or Bloatware, they show you exactly what they're doing with clear checkboxes. You are in control. The risky ones, on the other hand, are often too aggressive. They go beyond just removing apps and start disabling core system services, which can easily lead to instability or even open up security holes.
So, if you do decide to use one of these tools, I want you to remember this one simple mantra. Disable the app, not the engine. Your goal is to get rid of the unwanted program, not to break the underlying system it runs on. Your PC stability has to be priority number one, always. So let's wrap it up. Here's your safe decluttering toolkit. You've got the simple right-click and the settings menu for the easy stuff. For the heavy lifting, you have a vetted, targeted PowerShell script. If you want a perfectly clean slate, you have the clean install method. And if you reach for a third-party tool, you're going to choose one that's transparent and puts you in control.
Follow these methods, and you can get that clean, fast Windows experience you were promised without risking your system's health. So I'll leave you with this question, and I'm genuinely curious. Thinking back on all the computers you've ever owned, what is the single most annoying, most ridiculous piece of bloatware you've ever stumbled across? It's a good reminder that a clean system isn't just about speed. It's about making your computer feel like it's actually yours.